So hello everyone, welcome to a new meditation talk here on Second Life and on Instagram. I'm Seb from the Transformational Meditation Group, focusing on meditation for transformation. And today I want to talk about ego. What is our ego? So I hope you're all ready for this. And at the end of our little talk, we'll do a guided meditation where we will work with our ego. So for those who are Instagram, welcome as well. And if you see me looking at the right side of my screen often, that's because we also have some people here on Second Life on my computer here. And I have some notes on my computer as well, because the topic of ego is quite complex, I must say. I mean, it's a difficult subject. What is ego mainly? So ego is a complex construct. Like I said, it's in our mind. It exists on a conscious and a subconscious level, and it's the aspect of ourselves that we consider that makes you you, that makes me me. Who am I is often the question we ask. So it's also a construct that separates us from each other. I'm me, you are not me. Everything outside of our skin is not me. So the ego is just the self, basically. And there's nothing bad with that, and every living species has this notion, and it's a part of our survival as well. We do use it as a survival instinct, survival of the fittest, as they now and then say. But we have to take care of ourselves, we have to survive, so the ego is very helpful there. And that is also a problem, that the ego is this self-preservational thing. It tends to hold us back, it tends to induce a kind of fear, and it doesn't want to go out there and explore reality as it maybe really is. Because that's actually one of the first things I talk about when I do a course in transformational meditation. That's the nature of reality and how we are part of this, as well as and as being the conscious creators of our reality. And for many people that take part in the course, it's very confrontational. And honestly, it was for me too when I started with this kind of meditation. And it was scary. And until we do some fun exercises that really show how we create and how we perceive reality, it can be quite confronting. Also, do you ever wonder why is our society so complex? I mean, compared to many years ago, I mean, it seems to get more and more complex, more and more complicated, more and more rules, more and more things to take care of, to take notice of, to keep in mind. Why is it so complex, our society? Well, it's also because of our ego. Like I said, ego not only incorporates ourselves, but also our belief system, how we see the world, how the world should be. And when we discover new things, we try to fit that in already existing beliefs. And our ego says that, well, what I already believe isn't wrong. So we have to adjust the new findings to what we believe up front. So then we get layer on layer on layer of rules, on complexities, and things are getting more and more complex and difficult to grasp in the end. And that's also because of the ego. And what we do, and what we want to do with transformation meditation especially, is peel those layers off and get to something we call the 0 point, as I call the 0 point. And that is also that you peel off layers of your ego. So that's why meditation steps in. And Buddhist monks, when you look at the core meditation techniques that they do in Asia, the Buddhist monks, they are aiming at removing the ego completely. That's why they do this meditation techniques. And that enlightenment feeling they have, that says something about the way they feel. Yeah, they feel bliss, they feel oneness. When you remove your ego, you feel oneness with everything and everyone. there's a profound knowledge that comes from those experiences you have. So, however, I have to be honest with you here, I don't think it is smart to remove your ego in the society we live in today. Why not? Because it's not judgmental for me, but just say that society isn't there yet. We have to survive. We play this game that's ego-based. And if you aren't joining in with some form of ego, you will have a hard time surviving or a hard time coping in society and participating inside of it. I mean, even if you want a new job, you have to apply for a new job, you have to write a letter. And in this letter, basically you're kind of advertising for yourself. Your ego is in play there. You have to. So you can't completely get rid of ego in this society. That would kind of be difficult. However, you can, of course, change your ego. You can turn that volume knob down and use that changed ego as a new way to get into society, a new way to perceive reality and take advantage of that, because the complexity of the ego constructs we have today in society actually doesn't really work anymore. So to peel those layers off, get a more simple and new perspectives, often works pretty well. Here's also a funny thing, because when we talked about meditation as being a tool to remove ego or to just dissolve it. However, a guy named the name of William James stated after a while that, yeah, but if you are those who do meditation practice, they kind of get a sense of self-improvement, which kind of boosts their ego again. So how would that work? So he was actually thinking that, meditation, yoga, and that sort of stuff, that doesn't really dissolve ego at all. And he got support from that a few years later by a research team in Mannheim in Germany. They studied around 100 meditation practitioners and yoga practitioners, and they did some tests on them after each practice, and they noticed that the participants' self-enhancements, which is the psychological word for ego or self, it increased. People become, of course, more self-confident. It's, oh yes, I can meditate, I can do this. Oh, the yoga went so great, and it's purely logical, because that's the way we sell meditation in the West. It's a self-improvement technique. So of course it boosts our ego. If we wouldn't sell it that way, people wouldn't come, because the first thing that people say when they want to try meditation, what's in it for me? What kind of advantage do I have of beginning to practice meditation or yoga? So there we already have the ego in play. So these findings even get support from Buddhist writers like Lewis Richmond. He had an article in Huffington Post recently explaining that meditation can be seen as something narcissistic as well. He writes that those who practice meditation with a self-centered perspective will likely become more self-interested, not less. And again, this is very interesting, again, because he touches upon something very important when he mentions self-interest. So the study from Mannheim, because the study from Mannheim was performed on participants from Germany in the West. And again, I often say in my workshop as well that the meditation and yoga practices we have in the West aren't the same as the meditation and yoga practices in Asia, for example, or India, or in Tibet. First of all, because they're a totally different culture, so different backgrounds. And like I said, the first thing people in the West think about when they want to do meditation or yoga is, what is in it for me? They don't do it out of interest for the whole. They always look at themselves. And Alan Watts in 1976 even said that you can never remove the ego, because what is it eventually that wants to remove the ego? Yeah, that's the ego. Your ego wants to get rid of the ego. That's not possible. It's like fighting fire with fire. You can't do that. So, though Buddhist monks might want to do that and can do that, is it beneficial for us in the West? I don't think so. And also, I often get the questions because when I do my course, I have very small groups, like up to 15 people, not more than that. 15 is the largest I had. And it's also funny because when I promote these courses, transformational meditation, when I talk about them, I always explain the first step we do, which is peeling off those layers of our conditioning, of our ego. And when I begin to talk about that, I've even experienced people getting up and leaving the audience, because in the West it's not what people are related to when it comes to meditation, when it comes to self-improvement. If you want to change your reality, if you want to change things in your life, you have to change your personality. You have to, not only your perspectives or something like that, you have to become another person. And the only way to do this is to peel off those layers first. I never start meditation saying, okay, you know what, meditation is easy, you sit down, you do some breathing, and you feel better. Because transformational meditation is not a feel-good practice. It feels good afterwards. When you manage it, when you get the hang of it, then it becomes great fun. And you can apply it in every situation in your life almost. But the starting point of starting transformational meditation is wanting that change and acknowledging that you have to change yourself often as well. Or often, almost always, you have to change yourself. And the only way we can do this is by peeling off those layers. We're going to try a little meditation. I just want to clarify that this meditation is an open focus meditation, that I usually don't do this meditation online because it goes quite deep. And please, I will not go that deep with you today. So this is just merely a taste of doing transformational meditation, a taste of peeling off those layers of the ego. If you feel bad, if you feel sad, emotional, and you feel like stopping and quitting, it's okay. Just sit up, open your eyes, and listen to the rest of the meditation. Don't have to follow along like that. But try it out, and don't be afraid if you feel your body is becoming very heavy, that you can't lift your arm, for example. That's quite okay. But just take care of yourself. If you feel that this is not going well for you, that's fine, because this is a type of meditation, like I said, that's not your feel-good type of meditation. This is just to give you a taste of what it is to peel those layers of your ego. Okay. If you can lay down, do that. Otherwise, sit down with good enough support. Those in Second Life, you can turn on some music if you want to. Close your eyes. We start by centering ourselves. Take a good deep inhale. And as you exhale, relax your body, lower your shoulders, loosen your jaw. Exhale fully through the mouth. Another deep inhale. And exhale. Feel yourself getting ready. Just let it happen, let it go, surrender, listen to my voice. One more time, a deep inhale. And exhale and get ready. Very good. Now breathe normally. And breathe slower, a little slower and a little deeper. than you usually would do. A little slower, a little deeper. And notice where you feel your breath the most. Maybe you feel your breath the most in your nostrils, the back of your throat, maybe your chest or your tummy. Just notice where you feel your breath the most and put your attention there. And for a little while, follow your breath. Notice and feel how it goes in and out, in and out. And notice the quality of the breath, colder air coming in, warmer air flowing out. Try to follow your breath. And if you notice at any time during this session that your mind has wandered off, please, without judgment, get back to your breath. It's okay. And just remember and notice that feeling, that point, how that feels, that point where you feel your breath the most. Because now I want you to move that focus point into your heart space. So focus on your heart. And you can help by putting 2 fingers or your hand on your chest right there where your heart is. As you focus on your heart, I want you to breathe through your heart. Just imagine breathing through your heart. Same tempo, same depth. Breathing in through your heart. And out through your heart. In through your heart and out through your heart. Nice and calm, nice and slow. Now we're going to do something that might be new to you, but just follow along and just try it. I want you to notice the space that your heart occupies in space. So notice the space that your heart occupies in space. So sense that volume of your heart. And now can you sense the space that your chest occupies in space. Just try to feel it, sense it. And can you feel the energy of space around your chest? Try to sense that energy around your chest. Even if you're thinking, I can't sense anything, imagine it is there. Keep breathing through your heart as you sense that space around your chest. Now I want you to notice the space your throat occupies in space. Focus on your throat and sense the space, the volume. And now can you sense the space, the energy of space around your neck, in space. Now I want you to move your attention to the back of your head. Can you feel the energy of the space around the back of your head? Just sense it. And now can you try to feel the energy of space around your body? Sense it, feel it. Become more aware of it. Now I want you to sense the space the volume of space between your body and the walls of the room you are in space. Notice the volume of space between your body and the room, the walls of the room you are in. And try to sense the energy of that space between your body and the walls of the room in space. Before we go on, I want you on your next out breath to relax your body even more. So as you breathe out, relax your body, your muscles even more. As you relax in that space, and even more on your next out breath. Now focus back on the volume of space between your body and the walls of the room you are in. And on your next out breath, I want you to go beyond the room you are in. Become aware of the space the whole room occupies in space. Can you go even further and become aware of the space your house occupies in space? How far can you go? Can you go beyond your house, beyond your city? Become aware of the space your city occupies in space. On your next out breath, you can go further out and notice your country you are in. Notice the planet you're on. Further and further. Into endless space. How far can you go? Beyond the planets, past the sun, out in space, further and further away, where there is only space, empty space. Become more aware of it, of that space. Feel it, sense it. It's all around you. It's behind you, it's in front of you. Empty space. And now you are here in that empty space. You are here as nobody, no one, no woman, no man, no thing. Now you are here as pure awareness. In this empty space. Become more aware of this space. And become aware that you are aware. Notice that you are pure awareness. Being aware of nothing but your awareness. Just be in that space for a little while. No body, no thing, no age, no woman, no man, just pure awareness. Being aware that you are aware in this empty space. Very good. Let's slowly get back. By becoming aware of our body. A beautiful, wonderful body. I feel grateful for that body we have that lets us experience our 3D reality. As you breathe through your heart, you can create that feeling of gratitude. And in yourself, you can say, "Thank you, body, for sustaining me. For letting my awareness, my consciousness experience a 3D reality." For keeping my body healthy, in balance. As we focus back on our body, just as you breathe in and out, just move your body slowly back and forth, from side to side. Just slowly move your body. And notice the room you are in. So you are back in the room. And notice any sounds in the room. Slowly coming back. And wiggle with your fingers and toes, and when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back. You could type back in the chat when you are back. Welcome back, Silas, Rua, Dawn. Welcome back to those on Instagram as well. So, yeah, this was just a tiny bit of a deeper, longer meditation, just to give you a kind of a taste of what it's like to focus away from your body, your identity, everything that has to do with your ego as well. And just become that 0 point, that awareness that you actually are. Pure consciousness. And from that point where we stopped, when we went back, we tend to go further, because that's what we call unified field, a quantum field. And if we want to change the aspects of ourselves, of our lives, of our reality, we can only get to that point by removing all the layers. And then we create new layers, new perspectives, new feelings, new emotions, new beliefs. And when we get back, I don't say we completely build up a new ego. You have a new ego, to say it that way, but it's less complex, it's more sustainable, it's more robust, because all the complexities are gone. It's a very rigid and effective system. We just took away all the dirt, all the false beliefs, all the illusions we create ourselves. We're also becoming aware of our ego much easier, so we can actually adjust it and self-regulate much better. It's of great benefit for everyday life, actually. So, welcome back, Bruce, to you as well. I hope you enjoyed this meditation, even though it's not a feel-good meditation. Some people say that they find it fantastic, that when they go deeper and deeper, that that they don't feel their body anymore. That's a bit scary at first, but also a very nice feeling. Some people told me that because we focus on our heart and go from there, that it was for the first time they felt that they actually were being instead of thinking all the time. They had less thoughts than they usually had under meditation, and they actually could be, just be. So yeah, there are tremendous benefits of this kind of open meditation, open focus meditations as well. So I hope you enjoyed. If you want to know more about transformational meditation, if you want to know where courses are, how you can collaborate with me to set up a course, just contact me. Otherwise, just follow along. We'll be back on Monday again with a heart-brain coherence meditation. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Take care, everyone. Namaste.